Hello everybody, Gisele Grenier here. In this video, I am just going to have fun and I have no idea what's going to happen. Joe asked me to basically just pick some stuff off Amazon that were just kind of nice and but quirky. And then we were just searching, we were looking for stuff for resin work, and then stuff pops up in my feed. And so I picked up some of this stuff. So these are like the paper dolls, and there's an ephemera pack and Expedition. This is all Tim Holtz stuff. And I don't usually buy this kind of stuff, but I love vintage. So what I did is, out of the paper dolls, I pulled out this guy who has a suitcase and some flowers. I thought, let's get him married. And I was asked yesterday, if I were to die tomorrow, what would be my regret? It would be not getting married underwater, being surrounded by sharks. So, like swimming with the sharks, but getting married with the sharks. So I thought and then in the Expedition pack, I found this whacked out ticket. It looks like a subway ticket. But I'll just use that. And then in this, I don't even know what this thing is called, but it was just a bunch of chipboard with words. This was one piece, so I cut it. Take the scenic route. And then I saw this one. This one, what the heck is this one? Snippets. I like that. Special delivery. So we'll see if I can do something with that. This is so outside my comfort zone. This stuff here. Let me just move this over here. All right. So I'm going to do this in my faces journal. Although it's not a face, it's a person. And I know that the background, I want this to be with a map. And so this is a DecoArt decoupage paper. It's Old World, and it's got, I don't want to open this too fast because the microphone's going to go. I love this map paper that they have. So I'm going to use that. And let's see, for paint, I'm going to use the DecoArt Chalky Gesso, which I have in a smaller tube because that's too hard to handle. And then for paints, I may pull out some extras, I'm not sure. DecoArt Media, Fluid Acrylics, Burnt Umber, Sap Green, Hansi Yellow Medium, Raw Umber, Phthalo Blue, Transparent Yellow Iron Oxide. And then I'll also have the DecoArt Media Matte Medium for gluing. My acrylic stamp block. I've got some scrap paper. This is from Mark Twain's story. So I just got some scrap paper. I might use that. A little block with some Velcro with a little piece of felt. And this travel washi tape is very colorful. So I'm going to see if I can put matte medium on it and then paint it, or knock back the color. But it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to use that. Then these stencils, I got these off Amazon. So I got one for travel. And I'm kind of liking this globe. But we'll see what happens. And then I've got this one here. It's just a bunch of lines. So I'm going to see if I can do something with that. Okay, so a lot happening here. Hopefully this won't take too long. But I'm not going to rush the process. Let's put you somewhere. All right. So what I did, because the chipboard is thick, I picked the part of my journal that has a fresh signature in it, so that way there's room for closing. And the first thing I'm going to do is cover it. Ooh, that page with gesso. Oh, that's a nice sound. And just use a dry bristle brush to push the paint in there. No water on the brush. And if this isn't your style, just don't worry about the pieces. Just think of the technique, and then you can do it for something else. And I thought about doing this on canvas, which would have been nice. Canvases are in the closet. I can't reach them. And Joe's watching Law and Order, and I am not bugging him when he's watching Law and Order. Law and Order SVU and Law and Order Organized Crime. I am not talking to him. Because if I make contact with him, he's going to go, "Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened?" I don't care. I am getting away from TV. Coronation Street, that's my jam. But other than that, no. All right, so got some stuff happening there. I'm going to take the heat gun and I'm going to speed up the drying time. I have to turn the power on first. I absolutely love that chalky finish. Oh, I love it. And I also found something that I made a while ago. It's a Resin Heart. Now, I'm not a fan of gold jewelry, but I bought this stuff to experiment with UV resin. And what is it? Sand from the Bahamas, and then some resin with some pigment. Now, how could I do something? Probably not. I was thinking about doing something with this guy, so I'll put that aside maybe for a future project. A key would be kind of neat. All right, so where do we want this guy to come from? He's being romantic. He's coming to see his bride, or his fiance. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way because there's stuff happening in the front, just so it doesn't get all overly complicated. And let's just, I think this is the last sheet that I have of this, I think. All right. Their old world pack has got to be my absolute favorite. There's script paper and keys, or like typewriter keys. That's the 3 patterns. I absolutely love it. Oh, wait a minute. Do I? Aha! I have another piece of matte paper. Okay, so now it's a matter of just gluing this down. I'm going to use the matte medium. And because this paper, I mean, it is decoupage paper, so this part's not too bad, but I'm also going to put the matte medium on this because this is really, really, really shiny. It's also semi-transparent, so the color that you put in the back will also affect what shines through. So I'm going to use my dirty brush and not dip it into that. And you can use glue or you can use whatever you want. And what I'm thinking that it's going to make the matte medium a little bit more opaque in the background, just to see what happens. And then what I'll do is I'll take it from the brush and do this. I just want to see what happens if, you know, applying the matte medium with a dirty brush. I try to do at least one experiment when I'm working on a project, just so I learn something. I have to learn something, otherwise what's the point? And then I'm just going to put some on the back. And I'm pretty generous when I'm collaging 2 pieces of paper together, or sorry, 2 substrates together, because I want to be able to reposition the paper. I don't want it to go down and then that's it, it's stuck. I gotta clean you. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Oh, I bet you the microphone went. Come on. Hopefully the microphone didn't make a whole bunch of noise. And I just realized what I should have done was I should have cut the other side of the paper. That way this could have framed the outside. That's what I should have done. Oh, what about if I wrinkle the paper? Like a map that's... Oh, yeah. Okay, let's wrinkle that paper. Except here, that's where the Mister's gonna go. I want to get that to the very edge. Now I usually tear the paper at this point, and that right now I don't care. I want that edge to be just like that. Like I said, this project isn't for everybody. Just don't think of the actual supplies. Think of just the actual techniques. What can you pull out of the techniques? You have some texture here without actually having to add modeling paste. Oh, I love that. I love that. So now what I may do is I may bring out some some metallics to grab that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to let that dry, then I'll trim it. So that's fine. And I'm going to, now I'm going to, actually just get a fresh brush. I'm going to get some matte medium now and put it on top here because this is really, really slick. This is where you could use decoupage medium or use the matte medium. I was so sad to find out that DecoArt discontinued the outdoor decoupage medium. Make sure you get that in there. And I don't mind the texture, however way you want to apply it. I don't want a perfectly smooth thing, I want some texture. Make sure I have some underneath. Make sure that's a good seal. All right. So I think I'm still going to need that. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come in with the, let me think. I'm going to come in, I'm going to add some color. Then I'm going to add get some green in there. And then I'm going to start layering the collage pieces and the tape. I'm going to see if I can put this on the palette paper, but I think I'm going to need a piece of plastic to stick this to so I can easily remove it. I'm going to put on some color now. And I'm going to try with the yellow. I want to brighten. Oh, come on. Just brighten this area up just a little bit. So taking some of that Hansa yellow medium. I'm going to put this on right about here. But then I'm going to wipe it back. A little bit of transparent yellow iron oxide. And I'm going to wipe it back. This is why you have to wait for this to be dry, otherwise the matte medium is going to stick. I'm going to take the leftover stuff in the brush. Let's see if I can tint a little bit more. Make it a little bit darker here. And a little bit darker here. And all I'm doing is just making the pattern of, I'm aging the paper even more. Just make sure you leave some type of, some distressed areas, like some areas that are, it's not all the same color. What am I trying to say? Is you've got different patterns of background color. Holy crap. You know what it is? I'm trying to get this done before Joe calls up and says, "It's over." I told him, "Don't call up if your TV show is finished." All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here to dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to start working on this stuff. All right. So I'm going to age this a little bit more. Now, because this book paper is really old, I just dip a dirty brush into matte medium. I'm going to take some transparent yellow iron oxide on, but put it right on the paper. Then when that's dry, I'll flip it over and do the other side. And I'm going to take a little bit of burnt umber. Get that in there just a little bit. And what this will look like, there's a little fly flying around. It's going to look like a coffee stain. I mean, I love the fall, but I hate this time of the year when it comes to the bugs. The bugs are all out from outside. They're all looking for a warm place to hide. Okay, I love that. I'm going to be cutting that off on the page. Put you somewhere. Put you over there. All right. And now I'm going to clean this off. Trying to work as fast as I can without rushing. Want this to be fun. Okay. I'm not going to change the color of this, but I am going to put some edging on it. And I put the paint too close. So I'm going to make a new pile here. So I'm going to take some phthalo blue and some raw umber. So it's 1 part raw umber and a speck phthalo blue. You can do this with any color you want. And I'm just going to load that up. It's just a dry piece of felt, not a lot. Just to add a little bit of color, define the edges. And you could even, you know, if you have travel stamps, you can do that. Just stamp on paper, cut it out, paint the edges. Or if you're a really good stamper, stamping is not my strong suit. You know, stamp your page and just paint inside with watercolors or acrylics or whatever is your jam. Okay, so that's going to stick out a little bit. I'm going to do these pieces as well. I could do this with a paintbrush, but this is so much easier. I don't have to worry about being precise. And edge that, and this is going to make it stand out a little bit. And if you don't have these things, you simply go to do a Google search for quotes or type it out in your word processor. All computers and tablets and phones come with one. Use Google Docs. Hopefully I was not too far on camera there. Type out whatever you want on paper, cut it out, glue it to cardboard. That's that. And normally I like to do these too, but oh, it would be so fussy. Oh, okay, with a paintbrush. Okay, that works. Except when it gets on his face. Dry it out a bit more. Okay, now I know I can just... This is pretty fast too. Oh my god, I think I'm off camera again. I'm sorry. Now what I did, and I just realized, oh, that would be kind of cool. Oh! The blue. What do you guys like? Do you guys have an outcome that you want for creating, or do you kind of let things happen naturally? I like it better when things happen naturally. Like this thing with the blue flowers. Was not expecting that. I could even... No, that's going to be too dark. But just like, you can see what I'm doing here, right? Just by adding color to these, to this paper doll guy. I am going to get rid of the paint. Oh, his face is stained. Oh, there we go. He's clean. That's because this is shiny. All right, so I'm going to... But I love that. The flowers are blue because I love blue flowers. Okay, that's that. And then... Let's do the special delivery. And I'm out of paint on that. But I'm just going to do this with raw umber. Should be enough. I'm going to have to move my camera. Okay, that's that. What else is next? That's it, I think, right? And I'll edge that after. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece of felt, throw it in my water bucket. Done. All right. Okay, the washi tape. I haven't got a clue how this is going to work. I haven't got a clue, but I'm thinking... You know what? I kind of like that color. Let's leave the... Oh, I'm going to go right over that border. But I would love to experiment to see, could we tint this? Just to knock it back a little bit. Could we tint it? What could I use? Oh, what if I use sap green? Grab some matte medium. Can I do it without... Do I have to put matte medium on first, then paint? See the difference? Why does that ever knock that back? I think I have to put the matte medium on first. And then the paint. So I'll just put this on, dirty brush and all. The matte medium is going to help the paint stick. Yeah, I love that how it's duller. Duller. Okay. So let me think. I'm going to take some of that burnt raw umber and phthalo blue. Wipe off the excess. Just going to touch the outside. I'm just basically making circles and just coming into the page. I'm going to do this a couple of times. And this, I don't care if it's uneven. I would actually like to just burn the edges, torch it with fire, but no. You know who would have a problem with that, right? You guys must think he's an ogre. And I'm not helping, right? I'm not helping the situation. This is almost like, I'm thinking like a travel book. Wouldn't that have been neat for a cover? Yeah. Just use the leftover brush, just the leftover paint in the brushes to... Ooh, this is much nicer. The raw umber is really dulling it down. Look at that. Nice. Again, if you don't want to do it this way, then don't. I'm just thinking, okay, I don't use a lot of washi tape, so I thought, why not bring that out and... And let's just add a little bit of distressed stuff here. And where's our little guy gonna go? He's gonna go right about here. So let's... I want to make sure that whatever's behind him, it's going to be light. I'm going to place him on top of that. Like I didn't plan that, right? There we go. Okay. Put that in the water. Paper. So now, where's my brush? I'm going to, oh my gosh, matte medium. That's got to dry first, Gisele. Just want to dry just a little bit where the tape is. Matte medium on top of matte medium is fine. You just have to make sure the paint is dry. And the beauty when you're using matte medium on top of matte medium is that it's going to strengthen the page. Right there. Make sure that's going to be. Push that down. All right, so that can dry and that can go there. And now I'm going to, I can even just use this dirty paint here and with the ticket. Right there. Matte medium. Okay. And these cutouts, they're really, really slick. So, whoopsie. So I like to use quite a bit of matte medium on those. But what I'll do is I will come around and with a smaller brush and just kind of clean up the edges to make sure that the actual die cut isn't peeling up. But there are times when the die cut peels up that it looks really, really cool. And just pushing it down with the palette knife. Just be careful that if you do this with textured paper, that you don't rip the paper. All right. Now I'm just going to come in with a clean brush. I'm just going to clean up that edge so there isn't any pooling of matte medium. If I were to leave it like that, it would take about a day to dry. And you know me with drying time. And just blot the brush. It was just a clean brush. Dry, clean brush. But when doing this brush, I only use it for about a minute and I put it in water. All I'm doing is blotting. Go. And I'll just kind of go around just to pick up the excess. Beauty. And if you're going to varnish this, then no problem. All right, I still have to cut that. Now for the stamping, I have to wait for this to be completely dry before I stamp, but I have to make sure that whatever I do, I'm going to stamp and put these, that I'm going to have to plan out where I want to actually do my stamping. So what I'm looking at is this squiggly line is right under here to cross over from here to here, and then the globe, I'm thinking the globe I want to put right about here somewhere. There's a lot of circle stuff here, but then there's this, I wonder if I can take this off. Ooh, it's a bunch of little pieces. Just to show you this piece here. I mean, that's kind of cool. Could use that there or even here. Oh, that might be nice right there. Don't know yet. This is a new stamp, never used it before, but it's got some really interesting stuff. Okay, I'm gonna clean up, let this dry, and then when we come back, I'll do a dry fit, stamp, glue this stuff down, and I'm gonna see if there's something else that's needed. I think I'm gonna need something else right about here. So I'm just putting a little bit more color on the edge. I just dipped into a little bit of burnt umber and wiped it out on a paper towel. And you can do this for as many layers as you want. Okay. That won't take long to dry. All right, what am I going to do with the stamp? So I've got my permanent ink here. And I'm going to, if I want to have that there, I'm going to put, I want this to be an L-shaped composition, so that really should be up here. Can do something like that. Okay, I'm liking that. All right, let me take, there's a little compass. Take the compass. Oh shoot, I went over the spine. Oh, okay, so it's missing part of it. Okay. And Mia is laying beside me, so I can't put these stamps in water. So I'm just going to wipe them with my baby wipe and put them aside. The globe. Oh, this is cut out. Oh, that's cool. All right, well, let's see what happens. How am I going to do that? This is thicker than, I'm sure that you experienced, people who are experiencing stamping are probably laughing at me right now. Let's put that here. Oh, that was nice. I like that. And let's just use up some excess. Just whatever's left over. Okay. And sorry, I just have to get the paper towel to wipe that. And where's my pencil? I want to take this photo piece. See? Oh darn. Ha! Sort of worked. The line didn't go. Just use a leftover. Okay. It's all about travel. I'm getting itchy to travel. Oh boy, do I want to travel so bad. All right. then this long one. Oh, I'm going to need... I wonder if I can just do this by hand, which is probably a mistake. Probably shouldn't be doing this by hand. There's the word fragile right there. Yeah, now I know why you don't do it by hand. Not even close. And with all the... Oh, I'm such an idiot. With all the texture here, that wouldn't have worked. Okay, hang on. Okay, I don't have a block that's long enough. That's about as long as I've got. Okay. Let's try just that right here. There we go. I'm gonna find, I thought I had longer blocks. I'm gonna have to look. I'll have to look. Okie dokie. So now I'm just gonna glue this stuff down. I still think there's something missing here. There's something missing there. It'll come to me. It always does. It always does. Oh, what about, oh, a picture frame of his bride, his fiance. I don't know if I have a small one. Oh, this stamp pad's stinky. Okay, I'm going to take a look to see if I have something I can put up here. And by the time I come back, it'll all be dry. So in the snippets pack, I found these little postcards, and I have this rose gold paper clip. Now, black would have been nicer, but I wanted it to stand out. So these are the postcards that they've been sending back and forth to each other. So I like that. But it is a left composition, so I could put that right there to make it left. That up there, it kind of stands out. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. So let me know in the comments below where you would have put these little bitty bops. If you had all the supplies, how would you have done this? But yeah, if I put it up there, it stands out. But I want this to be a L-shaped. Did I say left composition? I want it to be an L-shaped composition. So it either goes up here or it really should go down here. I'm going to put it right there. What I'm going to do is, actually I can just leave it just like that and take the brush, a little bit of matte medium. I'm just going to put it just the way it is. I'm not going to worry about it. Just the way it is. I'm not going to edge it, nothing. Like that. I'm going to leave that sticking up a little bit. The heavy gel medium, I think, would have been better for this. There. Let that dry overnight. I'm going to leave the book to dry overnight. Now, I'm going to get some burnished brush. This is the Decor Metallic Luster. And I'm going to apply some to the other side edge, just to add a little bit of shine. Let me just spray that with a little bit of water. Now when you put this on, you have to burnish it, and you really then should seal it. Now, when you do this with a big brush, what happens is that anything that's raised, it grabs it. You don't have to do this. So as I'm going into it, it's grabbing this metallic on the edge. Just adds a little bit of shine to it. Now, come on. Now I'm going to take a scissors, kitchen wipe. I always use the clean kitchen wipes for this. And I'm just going to burnish. Just make sure everything is dry. Oops, like that. So wherever I put it, I'm going to really, now look how shiny that's getting. So you have to make sure that what you're burnishing is dry. Now as I'm doing this, it's becoming more transparent and allowing the stamp to show through. Nice. And this one I'm going to burnish I'm going to burnish this after. There we go. So that's going to, I'll have to put some pressure on that. Yeah, I'll have to put some pressure on that. All right, so that's, I just got that in paint. That's it. So, okay. I get nervous when I'm having to create something from scratch like this without really any plan, where I'm just given stuff to, what's even worse is when Joe spends about 15 minutes here, we have these little trays and he puts a whole bunch of stuff in the trays. He says, you have to use this stuff. And yeah, that terrifies me. But I'm looking at this. There's no way that I can do it. But I've got these, well, actually there is, I can do it, but not on all four corners. I've got these little things I picked up on Amazon. They're book corners. Look at that. Now I can pinch those down, but I'll have to make sure that I'm able to take them off on when I work on this back side. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. I'm not going to pinch them down. But they're like this, and you just pull them open, and then you just crimp them. Isn't that neat? But that would have been nice here too. There's no way that I can do that. Now I could take tin snips and cut them into two pieces, but no. But I thought those were kind of cool. So if you're interested in these, I mean, you could just go to Amazon, just type in book corners. I can put 2 artist trading cards in this for the thickness, but pure, like full like cardboard packaging for moving boxes, it's too big. You can flatten the paper down, and like for example, this is 140-pound watercolor paper. I can probably fit, yep, 2 sheets. Let me do it this way. I don't want to wreck my thing. Can I get it in here? Okay, 3 sheets is oh, there we go. It's a little tight. I would have to really open this up. So 2 sheets of 140-pound watercolor paper goes in quite easily. 3 sheets though. There we go. Just open it up a little bit and then crimp it down. But that's really pretty. So I think what I'll do, yeah, I'll just kind of push these down just a little bit. I'll take some pictures, and at least then that'll be done. And they're just book corners. I think that looks so pretty. So yeah, so let me know what you would have done differently with this piece. I always love getting feedback from you guys. And I want to thank you all for sending me messages for project ideas, because sometimes, you know, I struggle with ideas. I'm trying to explore different things, getting a lot more into, you know, using, you know, pieces like this. I do a lot of resin, so I have no idea if you guys are interested in seeing any resin art, you know, jewelry. So make sure you let me know in the comments below, or send me an email. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel, and if there's anything special that you'd like to learn, let me know. Without you letting me know, then I don't know. Then I just basically make up the products. But I do have a binder full of ideas and emails from a poll I did, and you got some amazing ideas in there. And yeah, so just thank you for doing that. I lost my train of thought there. All right, so I'm going to let you go. But yeah, I'll pop some pictures at the end of the video. And let me know what you think, how you would have handled this differently. And if you have any questions, please let me know. So until I see you in the next video, stay inspired.